Hey, how's everybody doing out there? Hope you're having a blessed day. I just wanted to come in and talk real quickly about the signs that we have in this world right now. Its relevance to Jesus Christ's second coming. We have multiple signs. Um, we've been looking at Bible prophecy. Some of us 70 years, some of us 40 years, some of us 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and many of us see the world differently, but when we start to look at the Word of God, which we have to stick with the Word of God and its prophecies and what the Bible's telling us, and when we do this, we can put ourselves in a safe zone and we don't make any mistakes, okay? But I'm here to tell you that um, God has sealed up the mysteries of Bible prophecy, just like he sealed up the mysteries of the Messiah when he first came as a baby born in Bethlehem, lying in the manger and with the virgin birth. God has did the same thing in our time, in our time. He has sealed up the end time prophecies until the time of the end. And people will go to and fro and they will be looking for answers, Bible prophecy. They will be going to conferences and getting books and surfing the internet on YouTube, and they will be looking for what is the correct answer. Some people would even make a habit out of it, or as if it was an eating habit or a drinking habit, where they have to get so much information, and then when they're done, they got to get more information. And sometimes that can be dangerous as well, because you can hold the truth and then drop it. And what I mean by that is you got so many things coming at you, you have to protect yourself and put yourself in a position where you go by faith of the truth that you already know. Because if you continue to watch different YouTube videos and getting different perspectives, you're gonna lose the real truth, okay? So it's just like having the dollar bill, and the FBI studies the dollar bill. They don't study the counterfeits. Well, in your case, if you're going from YouTube video to YouTube video, what you're doing is you're studying the counterfeit as well as the real one, and then you're going to get mixed up. Okay, the best thing to do is to study the real dollar bill so you will know when you see a fake. Okay. But getting back to my point is that we are spiraling out of control as a world, as a country. There are many warning signs out there that says the United States is coming to a milestone in its history. Look at the eclipses for once. When you look at the eclipses, you notice that there was an eclipse in 1776, and in that eclipse, America was formed. America was created. This great, they call it an experiment. I don't look at it as an experiment because it turned out pretty well. Only thing is politics can be retarded sometime, and I guess that's the only time I can use that word. One unusual thing about 2007 eclipse, August 21st, is that it goes from the west to the east, and the sunrise is actually from east to west. Okay, and that is something that's very peculiar, because if you look at it, our founding fathers and our 13 colonies started in the east. So what it's telling me, I don't know what it's telling you guys, but what it's telling me is we're done. So it goes from the east. We were a country that go from the east to the west. Remember the Louisiana Purchase and all of this other stuff, and Lewis and Clark way out here in the Pacific Northwest? Well, the eclipse starts in the west and ends in the east. So that's trying to tell us something there, okay? Well, what I wanted to say in this video was that there's a lot of opposition to the Bible prophecies that are coming to pass, where people are coming up with these ideas that the Revelations 12 sign is 9/23/2017. That's me. Okay. I'm one of the people. Okay. For me, I believe that Revelations 12 sign wouldn't be there. It wouldn't be in the sky. It wouldn't be. He wouldn't use it. He wouldn't call it a great sign if it was significant. If it's a great sign, it's a great sign. If God calls it great, it's great. If He calls Esther beautiful, she's beautiful. If she calls Solomon tough looking, he's tough looking. Whatever God says it is, that's what it is. He's God. Okay, so He says that this sign is a great sign. So if it's a great sign, we need to pay attention to it. If it's not a great sign, then we don't pay attention to it. Now, I heard from Awakening Rude or Rod or something like that. I forgot what the name of the dude is. He's a Jewish guy with a big beard. Anyway, he was saying that the Revelations 12 sign is not it. It's not the sign, okay? Well, my perspective is this. You got wise and you got foolish virgins, okay? These foolish virgins, they know that Jesus said in His Bible that there are going to be signs of His coming back again to establish His kingdom on earth. Multiple people who go to church know this. Matter of fact, they know that baby Jesus came the first time, and they thought He was going to set up the kingdom way back then. And Christians today, Christians for the last 30, 40, 50 years been going to church, and they hear their pastors talking about Jesus is going to establish a kingdom. Okay? So when God Himself says, okay, I have invitations, come out, come to the banquet. And then when it's time to eat, you guys don't want to eat. You want to disappear and start making up excuses why you don't want to be in the on the supper. Well, guess what's going to happen? Okay, He's going to go out and look for somebody else to be invited to the supper. Okay, so it's the same principle. God is inviting people out. They see this great sign. They say, oh, that's a bunch of rubbish. It doesn't matter. First of all, the Feast of Trumpets is hooked onto this Revelations 12 sign. Now, I could see the Revelations 12 sign, which will show up in 9/23/2017. I can see if it was just by itself. But it's hooked onto the Feast of Trumpets. The Feast of Trumpets is known as the day that no man knows. Okay? So if the Feast of Trumpets is next, you got Passover, unleavened bread, first fruit, Pentecost, and then there's a pause. Of course, we know it's a pause for 2,000 years. And then Feast of Trumpets shows back up, but this time it has a great sign hooked to it. And the great sign is there with the Feast of Trumpets. Is it coincidence? I mean, I can show you a lot of coincidences that's amazing. Okay? 40 days until the Feast of Trumpets, 40 days and 41 days until the Revelations 12 sign. What do we have here? Or 39 days into the Feast of Trumpets and 40 days into the Revelation 12 sign. Do we have an actual sign from God? Could this be the rapture of the church? Or could it not be? I see a lot of people poking fun of it, making fun, okay? I wouldn't, personally, if I disagree with it, I wouldn't be making fun of it. I mean, I disagree with post-tribbers, definitely, and I don't make fun of them. I mean, sometimes I might say something once in a while, but I don't even make fun of them. I don't even make fun of mid-tribbers. You know what? Mid-tribbers are pretty quiet. They're more respectful than post-tribbers. Okay, so God has given us signals. He's not only given us the Revelations 12 sign and the eclipse, He's given us other signals, wars and rumors of wars, earthquakes in diverse places, false Christ. When he mentioned false Christ in Matthew 24, I'm thinking He's saying people will come in my name saying I am a Christian and deceive many. Now, people have been teaching for years that He's been saying there are false prophets that's going to come, which is true. I think He covered that a little bit later on in Matthew 24. So let me make sure this is all I want to say on this video. But there is a lot of confrontation in the body of Christ. We're going back and forth. People are angry with each other. Look, you don't have to believe the Revelations 12 sign, but here's my issue with that. If you think that we're supposed to be looking for the Antichrist, then you might get the Antichrist. Okay, so if you're looking for Jesus Christ, you're probably going to get Jesus Christ. Okay, so in other words, I see a lot of comments saying I'm going to be sitting here on 9/24 sipping coffee and laughing at people who believe that. Why would you laugh at people for? I told them in the same statement. I said, I'm like, look, there's going to be a lot. If it's true, there's going to be a lot of Christians left behind. The one we're doing the taunting, we're going to be left behind. Okay, if Christ was coming back or is coming back, you don't have time to taunt people. Okay, and I don't think people really realize that. I mean, you finna go meet the creator of the universe. The biggest warning in the Bible is what? The biggest warning in the Bible is we have to exhort one another, okay, as we see the day approaching. Not talk bad about each other, not roll your eyes at one another, not speak evil or strifeful. You know, I go on Facebook and all I see is strife. You know, you got to go to specific posts. You got to specific groups to figure out that, hey, you know, this is more comfortable. They're not taunting one another or nothing else. But anyway, God bless everybody out there. I'm gonna get going. I'll probably try to make another video later. See y'all later. Bye.